I checked the microphone. The microphone is working. We're just starting it. So normally I always give myself a couple minutes to get ready. I have music on, but I don't think I really need it for this. I think this one's pretty cut and dry, very simple, and I want to have a talk about it. I want to show the context in question and a surrounding tweet, and then I want to give my opinion, which I always do in these videos. And I have the opinion of a TO and a former competitor. Right? Not only do I help host my local tournaments and run the stream setup and commentate Smash events, very smaller local ones or regional type ones, nothing big, and I've competed in events, right? Competed in regionals, locals, and even some majors like Texas Showdown. I have a side that I'm sticking to for this, and I don't blame anyone other than the people that sit down. And let me explain what I mean. So we have this tweet in context. What it says is, let me start this over. It says, I don't know, it hurts a bit, but yeah. And Arcade Press says, context, the moment that JDCR was one hit away from beating AK at DreamHack, but because of a random controller attempting to connect, the round was replayed with full health and JDCR lost the round. If this is the rule, when a third-party controller is connected and it's the fault of neither player, then that's what has to happen. That's not robbery. That's the ruling. Correct? This isn't robbery per se, because this is the ruling. If a third-party controller is connected and it's neither player's fault, and the rule is to replay the round, the round must be replayed. And JDCR did not win round 6, right? This is round 4. He didn't win round 5. Apologies, right? No, he didn't get to win round 5 and had to replay round 6, and he lost. While it is very disheartening for the competitors, I'm sure AK didn't want to win that way, and I'm sure JDCR didn't want to lose that way. It does hurt. It hurts a lot, surely. But there's an easy fix that you can blame the TOs for if you want. But if you know what's on the line and you're a competitor and you were taking your job seriously, I could show you a 2-minute video of how to fix this situation.
Wavy. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to unpair or disconnect or delete a controller from PlayStation 5, however way you want to say it. And this works for PlayStation 5 controllers and for PlayStation 4 controllers on how to delete them. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first off, guys, what you want to do is you want to go to settings at the top right. Then you want to go down to accessories, go to general at the top, and then Bluetooth accessories. And then it's very easy. You just select which one you want to delete. DualShock 4s are obviously PlayStation 4 controllers, and then it says wireless controller, it'd be like a PlayStation 5. So here's my PlayStation 4 controller. I'll just go ahead and show you guys. It does connect. It does connect, as you see, it says DualShock 4. But then let me just go ahead and log in on my PlayStation 5 real quick again. Alright, so now I'm back.
The drink cups on the side are killing me, by the way.
And then when I go down to DualShock 4, you just click on it, and then you press delete right here. And now, guys,
we don't even need the full minute and 30 seconds. That was a minute. And that's with him showing extra steps. It takes a minute to get into that menu if you have no idea how to get there. And to delete controllers so that you do not have this happen to you in a tournament set. We could blame the players before for playing on pad. We could blame the console and say that it's Sony's fault for making controllers not disconnect forever because they're Bluetooth and the Bluetooth reconnects. What up, Creeper? We're about to play in a little bit. You could blame so many factors. You could blame the TOs for not doing their job and their due diligence and taking the controllers off. But if you are a competitor, why the fuck are you not checking before you sit down at that stream setup to make sure all Bluetooth devices are disconnected? That's something that I tell people constantly when we're playing with PS5 at locals. We have a good few PS5 setups. I think we have like 2 or 3. And then we also have a bunch of laptops. And when Street Fighter 6 was more booming instead of Tekken, we even had a few people bringing full PC towers. There was like 3 or 4 PC towers and like 4 laptops, 5 laptops. But whenever we were playing on a PS5 setup, especially when it was the stream setup because it's easier to connect a capture card to, I would tell people, disconnect all previous controllers. Well, how do I do that? I'll show them how to do it one time. I'm like, this is where you go, you do this, you hit remove, and that's it. And you remove the devices that are not the ones connected. And then the next set of players needs to come in and disconnect your devices. We could say it's on the TOs. We could say that the TOs need to do it. But we could also say that the due diligence of the players who know that they're about to make a shit ton of money or lose a shit ton of money or not make any money because they're in top 64 winners, not in top 8, that they should do their due diligence and make sure that they disconnect all the controllers. See, this person says, well, pretty simple to avoid these situations. The organizers failed. And this guy says, turn off Bluetooth. We are not forcing players to use wired controllers. Because in the rules, it does not say that you have to use an officially licensed. It does not say that you have to use a wired controller. That is not the rules of competition. The rules of competition are not Bluetooth must be turned off and you must use a wired controller. The DualSense and the DualShock 4 are legal for tournament. Which means that if they're legal for tournament, their functionality is legal for tournament, which means that Bluetooth is legal. That is not the issue. Because some controllers have a faulty port. So do you know what that would create? That would create more like situations like this where someone's controller disconnects because they are using a faulty wire or a faulty port on their controller. Why would we hamper pad players, which are the biggest majority of players, in fighting game tournaments? You get one of these with your console. This is an Xbox controller. I got an Xbox over there. You get one of these with your pad. I mean, you get a pad with your console. You don't get a stick or a non-Bluetooth device with your console. So we're not going to tell people not to use Bluetooth. Let's look at another thing. It says here, JDCR was robbed, but the hatred towards AK is crazy. Do you realize how much money is on the line? How much is on the line if he just lets JDCR take the win and earn the respect for sportsmanship? Will respect pay his bills going to tournaments? It's no one's fault but the organizers. No, it's these two players' fault the most. We could say that it's the person who's pad connected. We could say, fuck that guy, I want him banned from this venue. No. We could say, dude, fuck the TOs. They didn't do a good enough job disconnecting all the pads. When you sit down, double check. It's very simple, and it's very easy to do, and I just showed you how to do it, and it takes a minute. And the ruling is not turning off Bluetooth. That does not mean the organizers failed. The ruling is not blame the players that didn't disconnect their pads before, or blame the TOs. The ruling is, if it's a third-party controller and it's neither player's fault, the round is replayed. So if you're not ready for that ruling, and you can't play a round 6 and win, then make sure that the controllers are really disconnected. Make sure that people before you did the right thing. And if they didn't, then you do the right thing. Because it's your competitive integrity and your competitive standings and tournament winnings on the line, not theirs. If you guys want to see my opinion, I can show you now. And I could elaborate on it if I need to, but I think it's simple enough. I say, if you as a competitor sit down at a PS5 and don't clear the Bluetooth controller list before playing, it's on you. Take some personal responsibility. And I say that because I've done it. And I'm not some super major competitive player who is winning thousands of dollars or winning trips to esports World Cups. I was a guy at my locals or at regionals or at majors who didn't want my results skewed by someone else's factors. That's it. I just wanted my results to not be skewed by another person's factors. Before that, I made sure that I always disconnected Bluetooth controllers. It wasn't hard to do. It wasn't something I ever really forgot to do. You just discipline yourself to check. And if you don't have to disconnect any, good on the TOs. Fuck yeah, dude. The TOs were sick. I'm so happy they did their job right. But if they missed one, because they're running 6 brackets at the same time. If they missed one, because they have 2 or 3 other people to also sit down because you're in pools, whose fault is it? Is it theirs or is it yours? Feel free to disagree. Feel free to type it out in the comment section down below about how the TOs are the worst fucking people on the planet. We should hang all TOs. By the way, I'm a TO. I help TO my locals. And I just tell competitors to make sure that the controllers are disconnected before they get on, and if they're not, replay the round. That's the ruling we do. Because if it's not one of their controllers disconnecting, that's the rule. Them's the rules. Hang all TOs, look, whatever kind of... People are giving Jabali the most amount of grief for this. People are saying the meanest things to Jabali, and Jabali is one of the people who has done the most for the fighting game community. Slip up aside with your favorite player and their tournament winnings and their tournament standings being on the line because of Jabali. He has done the most for this community. Or among the most for this community. He's the top 5 people that have done the most for this community in the past 20 years. So to say the horrendous things that people are saying to him and giving him death threats and telling him that he's the worst TO ever, some of you really have balls. And I hope he sees every single one of you at CEO and tells you to get the fuck out. Like, doesn't even say, yeah, I know I really messed up. Thank you for coming to my event still. I hope he says, yeah, I know I really messed up, but with the shit you said to me on the internet, get the fuck out of my venue. I hope so. Anyways, comment down below how you feel about this situation. About the DreamHack Dallas controller debacle. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We put out more talk segment content like this. This is more of a drama piece, unfortunately, but I'm just going to use it as an opinion piece. I mean, I'm not asking because you saying TO's fault or whatever. You were so ready to hang him, and you immediately followed with I'm a TO. See the correlation here? I'm saying that that's what people are saying to Jabali. People are being really mean to Jabali. They're saying awful things to him because of this situation. I'm not talking about... I'm saying, but if you say hang on TOs, you're including me in that list. Because I have a job to uphold, but it's also up to the tournament standard and the competitive integrity of the players, right? The players need to make sure they know what's at stake and they do their due diligence and double check. It's that simple. Everyone has a job to do, and if you do your job right and you double check other people on their jobs, you're fine. Anyways, this has been Beanie Thuggish for the YouTubes, signing out and saying peace.